It was meant to be a simple, carefree night, a girls' evening out at a small, cozy wine bar downtown. We'd been planning it for weeks, and Daniel, my husband, had actually been the one insisting I go. "Have fun," he said, that gentle smile of his warming me. "You deserve it. I'll come pick you up later." His words wrapped around me like comfort, reminding me of his quiet, steady love. The night started perfectly. Soft music hummed in the background. Glasses clinked. Laughter spilled across our table like old times. My friends teased one another, sharing stories about their husbands, boyfriends, and chaotic dating lives. Everything felt light, easy, until I said something I shouldn't have. We got on the topic of relationships, loyalty, and how hard it can be to keep things exciting. I don't even know what possessed me. Maybe the wine, maybe a desire to be witty, but I leaned back, twirling my glass, and smirked. Well, if Daniel ever messes up, I'll just get myself a younger guy to keep me company. The table erupted in laughter. My best friend nearly choked on her drink, and another clapped like I had just delivered the joke of the night. For a moment, I felt clever, bold, maybe even admired. Then the laughter faded. I felt it before I saw it, the shift in the air behind me. I turned, and there was Daniel, standing in the doorway. He must have come early to surprise me. His expression was unreadable, eyes locked on me, and suddenly the sound in the room seemed to vanish. My smile faltered. "Daniel." I set my glass down too quickly. I was joking, but he didn't move, didn't even blink. He just shook his head slowly, like he'd finally seen something he'd been avoiding. "A joke," he said quietly, voice steady but cold. Funny how the truth hides in jokes. Then he turned and walked away. Panic surged. I stumbled after him, heels clacking against the floor. Outside, he was already unlocking the car. "Daniel, please." It was nothing. I swear, just a stupid joke. I grabbed his arm, desperate for his gaze. When he looked at me, it wasn't anger I saw. It was disappointment. "You think that's funny?" he asked softly. "Making me the punchline, making me sound replaceable. You humiliated me in front of strangers." I couldn't breathe. I hadn't thought of it that way. To me, it was harmless teasing. To him, it was deeper. Public disrespect disguised as humor. "Daniel, you know I love you," I whispered. "I didn't mean it. I'd never." He held my gaze, silent, unyielding. Then quietly, "Sometimes the things people say when they're trying to be funny reveal who they really are. You made me feel small tonight, and I don't know if I can keep standing next to someone who laughs at me." He got into the car, closed the door, and drove off, leaving me on the sidewalk under the streetlights. My friends hovered awkwardly in the bar doorway, unsure what to do. The walk home felt endless. Messages from them buzzed on my phone. Words of comfort, promises that he'd cool off, but none of it mattered. His laughter, my voice echoing in my mind, was all I could hear. He had brushed it off before, said he knew I was joking, told me not to worry, but inside, something had shifted. This wasn't just another argument. This was the moment everything quietly fell apart. The next morning, Daniel was gone. Half his clothes were missing from the closet. On the kitchen table lay a note, written in his calm, familiar hand. "I need space. Words matter. Until you understand that, I don't think we can move forward." I held the paper, hands trembling, the weight of my careless words sinking in. One thoughtless comment, one attempt at a laugh, and I had driven away the man who had always been steady and kind. Days passed, then weeks. He never came back. Calls went straight to voicemail. Messages left on read. I even stopped by his office, but his secretary said he wasn't available. At first, I was furious. How could he walk away over a joke? But replaying that night over and over, the truth settled in. It wasn't just a joke. It was humiliation disguised as humor. I had stripped him of pride in front of others. Worse, I'd shown him that my friend's laughter mattered more to me than his respect. People think betrayal comes from lies or infidelity. Sometimes it's smaller, hidden in careless words. Words that cut deeper than any secret, leaving invisible scars. Months later, I heard he'd moved in with his brother across town. He wasn't seeing anyone, and he had no plans to return. His absence was final. His boundary was clear. My joke had been the last straw. Now, when I see those friends, the laughter is quieter, hesitant. Maybe they see the regret on my face. Maybe they remember Daniel's look that night. A man realizing the person he loved didn't truly respect him. I live with the quiet he left behind. A heavy silence that reminds me every day that one careless moment of laughter can cost you something you'll never get back. And whenever someone shrugs off a comment as just a joke, I flinch, because I know too well how devastating it can be.